Okay, our third point today is the God that hears the prayers of man, 2 Chronicles 6:19 through 20. Remember, he is the God that made it all. God's idea is to have fellowship with man. Man really broke that fellowship with God, and you go back to the Garden of Eden and you see that happen. So God sent his son to die on the cross for our sin and to rise 3 days later to provide salvation to all who ask him in their heart, so we can be with him forever. And we're thankful for that. So really, and I don't want people to say to Adam and Eve, it was your problem, because and no matter who's there, man's always kind of tried to go his own way, even you and I. So our verse that we're going to look at there is 2 Chronicles 6:18. But will God indeed dwell with men on the earth? Behold, heaven and the heavens of heavens cannot contain you. How much less this temple which I built? Solomon realized that the temple he built, although beautiful and magnificent, that it wasn't worthy of God, wasn't enough. We have a beautiful church here. It's an older church, but it's beautiful. It's been around a long time. Every time we have people step into our church, especially sanctuary, they'll look up at the dark brown ceiling, and they'll be amazed by the ceiling and how long it will have taken to put it together. But really, any church that is built, although beautiful, God, would rather have our hearts than have a beautiful place to dwell, for his word to be dwelled in. So it works with our hearts also. What we can offer to this God that created everything, that owns everything, this awesome God, what can we just offer him? Isaiah 57:15, for thus says the high and lofty one who inhabits eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high place and holy place, with him who has a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. We need to offer him our hearts. Psalms 34:18 and 19. And this verse is a very important verse. Make sure you look it up. Make sure that when you read 18 and 19, you'll see the significance here. The Lord is near to those who have a broken heart, and saves such as a contrite spirit. And for those of us that are already believers, we know, we live this verse. Many are affliction of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. I'm thankful that God will deliver us out of the problems that we go through and the things that come up in our life. And he will deliver. And we don't know when or where or why, when that will happen, but we just realize we need to trust in him. I'm reminded of Hezekiah seeking God in prayer over his enemy. 2 Chronicles 32:14, 15, if you want to read that. And if you read through that 2 Chronicles 32, you're going to see all that takes place there. Verse 14 says, who was there among all the gods of those nations? This is not King Hezekiah saying this. This is another king, Sennacherib, the king of Assyria. I might have said that wrong, I'm not sure. He's telling Hezekiah, who was there among all the gods of those nations that my father utterly destroyed, that could deliver his people from my hand? That your God should be able to deliver you from my hand. He's telling Hezekiah, you think you're going to be delivered? God won't deliver you. Now therefore, verse 15, do not let Hezekiah deceive you, or persuade you like this, and do not believe him, for no God of any nation or kingdom was able to deliver you, his people, from my hand or the hand of my father. How much less will your God deliver you from my hand? So he's kind of, you can say, in a way, talking smack. If you watch sports, he's just telling them, no, your God's not doing anything. But we need to seek God with all our hearts, and that's what Hezekiah did. In the middle of 14 and 15, you see Hezekiah pouring out his heart to God. 2 Chronicles 32, 19 through 22 says, and they spoke against the God of Jerusalem, and against the gods of the people of the earth, the work of men's hands. Now Now because of this, King Hezekiah and the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amazon, prayed and cried out to heaven. Then the Lord sent an angel who cut down every mighty man of valor, leader in camp and captain in the camp of the king of Syria. So he returned shamefaced to his own land. And when he had gone into the temple of his God, some of his own offspring struck him down with a sword there. So he ends up dying. This evil king that thought that he was so amazing ends up dying. Thus the Lord saved Hezekiah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem from the hand of whatever his name is, the king of Syria, and from the hand of all others, and guided them on every side. So we know that God will answer prayer, as he did for Hezekiah. 2 Chronicles 6:19 through 21. This is Solomon again praying, yet regard the prayer of your servant and the supplication, O Lord my God, and listen to my cry, and the prayer which your servant is praying before you, that your eyes may be open towards the temple day and night, towards the place where you said you would put your name, that you may hear the prayers which your servant makes towards this place, and that you may hear the supplication of your servant and of your people Israel. When they pray towards this place, hear from heaven your dwelling place, and when you hear, forgive. I've seen it as I was looking at commentary, and was reminded that Daniel prayed towards Jerusalem when he was in captivity. And just trying to focus on God and the God of Israel. Verse 19 says, he prayed not just for those who believe, but also for those who believe. I think that verse is probably on your screen in front of you, and it's John 17:20, where it says, I do not pray for these alone, but also for those who will believe in me through their word. And we are reminded of the prayer of God's Son, Jesus, and God the Father, the relationship they had, the oneness, a unity together, and that he also wants that unity with us and that oneness with us. Verse 21, our God is not a God that is way off in the distance and not interested in human events. He's not powerless, and a person that he is the one that is concerned. They think that he's not concerned, people do, but he's concerned and ever present in a time of need. 2 Chronicles 16:9 says, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him in this that you have done foolishly. Therefore, from now on you shall have wars. And even people that follow God sometimes don't do everything they should. So verse 21, on our own we are powerless to go to heaven. That's why we need Jesus. Psalms 133:3-4. If you, Lord, mark iniquities, O Lord, who could stand? But there is forgiveness with you, that you may be feared. How about Isaiah 43:25? Even I am he who blots out your transgressions for your own sake, and I will not remember your sins. The Bible tells us, I think it's in Psalms, that he doesn't remember our sins and that they're removed from as far as the east is from the west. That's amazing, because unfortunately you and I remember our sins and the things that we've done wrong. Our challenge is to always remember his deep love for us. He's always there for you. And our application is seek God alone. Make him your everything in your daily life. He can take all your fears away. So in conclusion, the lessons that we learned from Solomon as he prayed before God in part 1, we learned they prayed humbly before God, prayed exalting him. No God is like our God. Keep his covenant. He is merciful. Walk before him. God's promises are true. We offer him our heart. We need to seek God with all our heart. Seek God in prayer. Our God is not a God that's way off in the distance. And to remember that on our own, we are powerless to go to heaven. That is why we need Jesus. Thank you for being with us today. We will close in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, as we bow before your throne, God, we do thank you for this day. Lord, we know that today it's a little rainy here in Springfield Center, and it's not as beautiful as it yesterday was, but Lord, we take all the days that you give us, and we're thankful for them. We glorify your name. We honor you, Lord. We pray that you'll just be with our nation as we continue to have the COVID-19, Lord. We pray that COVID-19 will start fading away. We pray that, Lord, that you'll be with those that are struggling right now, maybe even to remain alive, Lord. We would just pray that you would help them. God, we know you are the God that can help those that are saved and those that aren't saved. Lord, we thank you for what you do. In your precious name, amen.